Don't fight it. It's time to go up a size.
This is the biggest.
This is the biggest.
Our biggest show.
The Hodaki Big Show. With Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue and Keyzie.
Yeah, it is, except for it's not, because Jace has just left for Australia to go and celebrate his wife's, I believe, 40th birthday, and it was supposed to be just me and Mike Minogue. However, Mogey, he's come down with a bit of a cough, and I didn't want him infecting me just before Easter. It's kind of a tradition that he gets sick just as he's about to go on a holiday. So it's just me today, Keyzie. But don't you worry, because we've got a big show, a huge show. We've got the grand prize winner for 3 Mates to State of Origin. That'll be happening after 5 o'clock. So if you got in the draw for that, make sure you have your phone on loud, and I could be calling you. Of course, at 4:30, we'll be doing Wage Against the Machine, hooking someone up with some cash. We're going to have the Beths in just after 5:30 with a brand new track as well. It's all go, and also Pugs in Studio B. He's pulled a whole heap of best of the Big Show moments. So we've got you covered, folks. Like always, though, give me a text on 3483. Let me know where you are, what you're wearing, etc. Got some BK vouchers to give away, so get stuck in while you're doing that. Bit of Primal Scream. It's Rocks. And you're on Radio Hodaki with Keyzie.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Oh, it's a big tune for a Thursday evening on the Hodaki Big Show. It's actually a small... No, you know what? It's medium, because you've got Keyzie. Jace is away in Aussie. Minogue is sick. However, I've pulled in producer Pugs, who's been deep in the Hodaki Big Show archives, and it's going to be your job, Pugs, not only for today, but also for next week as well, to bring up some best of the Big Show moments. What are we kicking off Thursday with?
Now, the first one I've got is actually from when I was filling in for you while you're away.
Oh,
your
really?
lovely honeymoon there. I think back to those times, and it was lovely.
Was it?
But this first one is all about when Jason Mike decided Mike decided to get off the wagon, which means he decided to go full clean slate, cold turkey, and then Jace had a massive announcement around about the same time.
Right, okay. And just before I play this, are they all going to be from when you were filling in for me, or...?
We'll see, mate.
Hey, well, good on you, mate.
Cheers, man.
You know, I know that...
It's just for people that don't know, I've just decided to go on the wagon and I'm giving it all up.
Yeah, giving all those vices up, aren't you?
Yeah.
Because I know you were saying, before the show started today, that you saw me as a bit of inspiration and what I'm doing with the gym and, all that sort of stuff and my yoga.
Yeah.
My therapy.
Yeah, your therapy,
all that sort of stuff, and like you, I guess, over the Christmas break, I had a lot of time to think about stuff, and this week especially, I think it was because all the rain and stuff, and I was kind of...
the floods
and all that sort of... I was kind of down in the dumps, and I really needed to sort of assess where I was in my life, Minogue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I realised that, God, my life's tedious, and I need to make some changes. So I've got some news as well.
This is breaking news.
I'm getting on it, man. Starting next Tuesday, Bucky bong me up, I say.
This is breaking news.
Chuck me the trammies, I say.
This is breaking news.
Ping, ping, ooh la la, I say.
This is breaking news.
Few beersies.
This is breaking news.
Let's suck the douche.
This is breaking news.
Put a little twist of lime in that, would you?
This is breaking news.
So, yeah, man, I mean, that's where I'm at in my life, you know what I mean? And it's
Good on you, man.
It's kind of like we're sort of reversing roles here.
Yeah.
You
It's
know
a
what I
shame
mean?
because it'll be good to get on with you at some
Yeah,
point, but it's
it
just
would
the
be.
timing's not right.
Yeah.
But it is good, man, and you're right, your life is tedious because, like, you come in here with your yarns and it's just, oh, my God. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. I've never seen a man yawn more in my life than when I'm talking about my life.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? What are you doing, Pugs? You got anything you need to announce, or what's going on for you, mate?
You're going to start treating your mother-in-law with a bit of respect?
Yeah, I hope so.
This is breaking news.
Yeah, I'll probably do that.
Yeah.
Be a bit nicer to her.
Doubt it.
It's hardly breaking news. Pugs. I mean,
don't misuse that button,
Don't
mate.
use the sting there, mate, because if it's breaking news, it's got to be something that people care about.
It's got to be something big.
Yeah.
Right.
But I guess just for my journey there, if there's any backbones out there that want to get involved with this, so this is from Tuesday.
Yeah.
What does that tell you, the fact that I'm leaving it till Tuesday?
Yeah, what it tells me is that you're going to have a massive Waitangi weekend.
It's going to be a pretty good weekend.
Yeah.
So, and then that's that, man.
Yeah.
So, cold turkey. Tuesday, I'm back at the gym. No vapes, they're going in the bin. No darts, no drinking. She's all over.
Oh!
This is breaking news.
Pack a day.
Ah.
Yeah, I'll be on a pack a day again.
How could you forget?
Yeah, sorry, I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, well, good on you, mate.
Thanks, man.
And if you, and Minogue's right, if you want to join and be a backbone with him, you can. What do you want to, change in your life? Text us 3483.
Yeah.
I mean, have you made any changes, or you want to make some changes on 3483?
And I'll tell you what, you know when you're doing the right thing
Yes.
is when it feels like the wrong thing.
Totally, mate. Totally. Oh, no, it feels like the right thing for me. Totally. I'm into it. It's going to be great.
Honestly, if I had $1 for every time Mike Minogue went on the wagon or off the wagon, or Jay said he was going to get on it, I'd be a rich man. The Hodaki Big Show back in full force in a week's time, folks. In the meantime, every show we've ever done available wherever you get your podcasts from. Just search Hodaki Big Show. While you're doing that, enjoy a bit of Motley Crue. Girls, girls, girls. It's Radio Hodaki on your Thursday afternoon.
The Hodaki Big Show, weekdays at 4 on Radio Hodaki.
It is Oasis, just roll with it on Radio Hodaki. It is the big show with just Keyzie, though. No Minogue and Hoyt slowing me down. Hoyt's away in Australia for his wife's 40th birthday. Minogue, he's doing what he always does and gets sick just before a long weekend, so he's not allowed to come anywhere near me, as I've got a wedding this weekend down in Queenstown, beautiful Queenstown. I'm also emceeing it, so if I was to get sick, the whole thing would be an absolute shambles. Tell you what's not going to be a shambles. Boom! Radio segue. The New Zealand International Comedy Festival, thanks to Best Foods Mayo. It is back next month, folks, 5th of May to the 28th. Celebrating 30 years as well by having over 600 shows throughout Auckland and Wellington, with over 150 artists performing. If you're keen to get some tickets, comedyfestival.co.nz. And yes, there have been some rumours going around that I could be making my stand-up debut at some stage. Unfortunately for me, it has been confirmed. I'm not sure which show as of yet, but if you are keen to come along, it'll be in Auckland at some stage. I've been told it's a massive 700-seat venue as well, so massively crapping my pants and massively annoyed at Minogue and Hoyt for actually pulling the strings and forcing me to do this. But hey, at least everyone else will be laughing, hopefully anyway. Comedyfestival.co.nz. Get stuck in, get some tickets, all thanks to Best Foods Mayo. Now, coming up next on the Hodaki Big Show, more best of the Big Show. We've got the Doors on the way, the Fratellis, and of course 4:30 is near, so Wage Against the Machine will be happening soon.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
It's time to wage against the machine. Bang in the name of.
That's right, Wage Against the Machine. Your twice daily chance to win yourself some cash with the easiest job you'll ever have. Ray, you mad bastard. How you going, mate?
Yeah, bloody good, mate.
Yeah, not too bad. Whereabouts are you, Ray?
Wellington.
Oh, beautiful, man. And what do you do for a crust?
I am a dog handler.
Dog handler, huge backbone. Actually, do you ever feed the dogs some backbones?
No, they're on a strict biscuit-only diet.
Oh, biscuits only. I'm on a similar diet, actually. Ginger nuts. So, Ray, you keen to make some cash today, mate?
Hell yes, I am.
Right, today's daily wage is $25 an hour, so it's just above minimum wage there, mate. Do you understand how the game works?
Yep.
Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to explain it to you anyway, just in case there's someone listening that doesn't know. You're going to hop in the machine, all right? You're going to hear 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour. Your job is to say stop nice and loudly, and make sure you do so before the machine sacks your ass, otherwise you'll get nothing, all right?
Yeah, all good.
All right, one last question, Ray. Are you a betting man? Do you like taking chances?
I like taking some chances, mate.
All right, mate. Well, good luck. Time to enter the machine.
Welcome to the machine.
1 hour. 2 hours. 3 hours. 4 hours. 5 hours. 6 hours.
Stop! Oh my goodness, Ray. Oh, far out. You were brave to go to 6, man. A lot of them have given up before then.
Oh, I know. I had to, mate. It's only $25 an hour.
Yeah, I know. I haven't said that though, mate. 6 hours worth. That's $150. I mean, you got to be chuffed with that, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
All right.
Definitely.
Tell you what, let's have a quick listen, Ray, and see how much you could have got, all right?
See that.
7 hours.
See, you're lucky, man. It turns out 6 hours. That was smart.
I had a number I was going to go to and just called it, mate.
Yeah. So what, just out of curiosity, was the number 6?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, nice, mate. Stick to your guns. Smart play. Well, good news, Ray. If you hold the line, mate, you'll be walking away with $150.
Oh, how good. For the weekend.
Yeah, beautiful. Just in time for Easter, mate. Thanks for listening to The Big Show, man.
Awesome. Cheers, mate.
No worries. What a great New Zealander. Let's get into a bit of Chelsea Dagger, shall we? It is the Fratellis. Nothing gets your weekend started like this tune.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Oh, that does things for the 4 to 5 hour here on the Hodaki Big Show with just Keyzie. Mike Minogue's off sick. Jace is away in Australia for his wife's birthday. But you've got me and also Pugs in Studio B, who's procured a whole heap of best of the Big Show moments from the past few months. We'll be in again after 5 with more best of, including the first ever live on-air Durry from one Mr. Hoytey J. Truly groundbreaking radio. And, of course, if you got yourself in the draw for the massive 3 Mates to State of Origin trip, thanks to boystrip.co.nz, I will be calling a winner after 5. So if you are in the draw already, keep your phones on, all right?
The Hodaki Big Show podcast. Catch them weekdays from 4 on Radio Hodaki.
Yeah, you'd think so, but Minogue, he's away. Jason Hoyt, he's in Australia, Adelaide specifically, celebrating his wife's 40th, I think 40th, or is it 30th? Can't remember what age he's running with at the moment, but celebrating her birthday. But you have got me, Keyzie. You've also got Pugs in Studio B, who has procured some fantastic best of the Big Show moments. We'll be ripping into one of those soon regarding Jason Hoyt's first ever live on-air Durry. Truly, well, he's a trailblazer when it comes to radio, isn't he? No one else has thought to do such amazing content live on-air, so stick around for that. Also, in 2 songs' time, I'm going to be calling the winner for 3 Mates to State of Origin, thanks to boystrip.co.nz. If you got yourself in the draw for that, get that phone on, get it on loud. Imagine missing out. Ugh. In the meantime, Jeremy, Pearl Jam, got some Fatboy Slim up next as well on the Hodaki Big Show.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
State of Origin. New South Wales have won it.
Radio Hodaki's 3 Mates to the State of O. Let's put another great New Zealander in the draw.
Nah, we're not putting anyone in the draw anymore, man. It's time to call a friggin' winner. Yet another fantastic 3 Mates trip. We did 3 Mates to Memphis. We did 3 Mates to Melbourne to see the Smashing Pumpkins, but nothing has got me more fizzed up than the idea of going to see State of Origin Game 2, 2 of your mates, all thanks to our friends at boystrip.co.nz. We've put hundreds of people in the draw over the last few weeks, so if you have been in the draw, phone on loud. Imagine if you had a voicemail from me saying you'd won the prize, but we had to give it to someone else because you didn't pick up. Now, keep in mind, by the way, the person you're about to hear, hopefully, if they answer, has won not only free flights for themselves and 2 of their mates. They've also got free accommodation, transfers, travel insurance, the whole kit and caboodle, thanks to boystrip.co.nz.
Go for Dave.
G'day, Dave. Chris here from Hodaki, mate. How are you?
Keyzie, you mad bastard.
Good, mate. Have you got a passport, man?
Yeah, sure do.
Oh, good, because you're going to State of Origin, mate.
You little beauty, New South Wales, oh, you legend.
Oh, New South Wales. Yeah. Same here, mate. Go Blues, go Blues.
Dave,
have you got a couple of mates in mind, mate?
Oh, I sure do, man. The 3 amigos. It looks like we're heading to Brisbane.
Oh, my goodness. I can already tell it's going to be a debaucherous trip, mate. Fantastic.
Oh, you little beauty, Keyzie.
Oh, bloody great, Dave. Well, look, mate, thanks to our mates at boystrip.co.nz, of course, but you got free flights, free accommodation, the whole kit and caboodle, man. You have yourself a friggin' awesome trip, all right?
Little beauty, Keyzie, have a rock and rolly day, man.
Yeah.
Choice,
You too, mate. You hold the line. Pugs will sort you out, mate.
Choice, brother. Thanks a lot, Keyzie. Have a good one.
You too, mate. Oh, it's safe to say that guy was an absolute backbone. Everclear, I will buy you a new life. And yes, we'll have more 3 Mates 2 trips coming up soon on Radio Hodaki.
The Hodaki Big Show Podcast.
Queens of the Stone Age, feet don't fail me now. It is Radio Hodaki on your Thursday afternoon. Shout out to anyone who's travelling on the roads right now, getting away early for Easter. Special shout out as well to Mike Minogue, who got sick today, was supposed to be in. And a third shout out to Jason Hoyt, who's in Australia with his lovely wife celebrating her birthday. A 4th or 5th or 6th shout out, can't remember where I'm up to, Pugs.
Yeah.
To you, mate, because you've been deep in the Big Show archives, which is a dark place to be. You've procured some best of moments. What have you got for us this time?
Yeah, look, it took a lot of work to curate these bits. And the Big Show, no stranger to trailblazing in the radio game. Now, earlier this year, we were up for from where we are in Christchurch for the T20 Black Clash. And the day before we did that, we did a live broadcast from Robbie's in Riccarton.
That's
Great place there.
A lot of people, far out.
Packed. Yeah, absolute weapons as well. And we had what I think was a truly groundbreaking moment for us and also commercial radio in general. We had Jason Hoyt's, was it his first one? I think it was.
Well, let's just say...
And the first.
It was the first on-air sparking up of a Durry and enjoying of said Durry. I mean, he's had plenty of radio done just after a Durry.
Yeah.
But never simultaneously.
Yeah. And straight off to the Radio Awards.
Oh, absolutely. And how does it feel for you to have witnessed history like that?
Honestly, I was really turned on.
Speaking of darts, Robbie, where do I go for one?
Well, I'll tell you what, why don't you like...
I mean, not that I'm going to have a Durry, but just if I wanted to say I did want to have a Durry, where do I go for a Durry?
Why don't you do it now live?
Yeah, good on you, mate, because this feels like a garden bar. This feels like outside to me, Hoytey J. Why don't you spark one up there, brother? Get it in yet.
Someone got a lighter?
Yeah, I got a lighter.
Yeah.
Hang on, I know.
Look, I mean, normally I wouldn't do this. I mean, I hate fags.
I've given you permission.
It's a bit of prayer. Oh, my God.
Oh, Jesus, that's good, Robbie. And I tell you what, it's been a long time, Minogue, since I've actually had a Durry inside. Oh, you're going to spark up too, are you? Oh, this is like old school radio, Robbie. You're loving this, aren't you, Keyzie?
Yeah.
Keyzie, have a dart. Go on.
Come on, Keyzie. Spank it up, brother. We're going to get Keyzie on the dart.
No, you know I'm heavily asthmatic.
Oh.
And you're sitting between these two smoking. Yeah, right.
Actually, speaking of Keyzie, actually, because this is called Robbie's, obviously, you're going to Roberta's tonight, aren't you, Keyzie? You were saying off air there that you...
Roberta's.
Roberta's, yeah. What's that joint, mate? What's that about?
Was that a bar, is it?
Is it a bar?
Oh, it's a kind of bar.
Mark, is that a bar?
Nah, it's a bit of a bar with poles.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That sounds
Open, I
about
think,
right.
isn't it?
When did I say that?
Oh, you were just saying it off air just before.
Oh, did I say out loud, I'm going to go to Roberta's strip club after this?
Yeah.
I'm going to stop saying that stuff. Yes, the first ever live on-air Durry, courtesy of a Hodaki Big Show live and on the road down in Christchurch. We're going to be making a habit of doing that more often, folks. I think we're aiming to do at least once a month. So if you've got a town or a city that you'd live in and you'd like us to come down, why not text us on 3483. Let us know where we should head. I believe we're going really far for the next one, Auckland. I mean, it sounds like it's stupid because we are based in Auckland, but we're always doing it in a studio where no one else can really get to. So we were like, you know what? It's a big city. Let's go to a bar and pack the place out. So there'll be more information on that soon. Follow the Hodaki Big Show social media pages and we'll keep you in the loop. Now coming up next, after a short ad break, we've got The Cure lined up, Guns N' Roses, and also the Beths are coming in fresh from an amazing overseas tour, specialising in America mainly. They've got a brand new song they're going to be debuting on the show, so make sure you do stick around.
The Hodaki Big Show Podcast.
The Cure on the Hodaki Medium Show. It's medium because it's just Keyzie, the backbone of the whole operation. Jace, he's in Australia on holiday with his wife, and Minogue's usually, what he likes to do, guys, is get sick just before going on a long weekend holiday. So he's decided to bring that in a day early, which is nice. And the reason I said guys is because I have got a couple of people in the studio with me from the Beths, John and Beth. How are you guys today?
Hey, good.
Good to have you guys back. We seem to catch up with you, before or after tours all the time, which is good. The last one for you guys, though, massive. The States, the big one. And from what I've heard, a raging success.
Yeah. was a raging success.
How do you gauge? Like, do you hop on the plane to get back to New Zealand and you're like, that was a raging success, you know? I mean, because you're on TV shows doing like viral YouTube videos with Tiny Desk concerts and things like that.
Yeah, it was good. It was a triumph.
Yeah, it was most of the shows were sold out except for Atlanta. Come on, Atlanta.
Come on, Atlanta.
I understand the song that we've got to play for the first time on Radio Hodaki today. It's called Watching the Credits. It's going to be part of our Locals Only selection, which is basically us highlighting fantastic New Zealand music. You guys are always being highlighted on this, and I guess it's a testament to the music you guys are churning out.
Sorry about that.
But this one here, I understand it was recorded during the sessions of your last album, but you've decided to release that separate. Is that quite a common thing for artists to be doing? You know, or like, what made you actively say, actually, let's hold this one off?
Well, the thing is about albums now is that they get released on vinyl again, which means you're once again limited to, I guess, like 12 songs or 10 songs, depending on how long your songs are. Whereas,
right.
like, 15 years ago with CDs, it's like you could make your album 30, 40 songs long.
Yeah, true.
So we recorded just like all the songs that we thought might be on the record, and then Watching the Credits was very close to being on the album, and then last minute we swapped it for another song,
right? Just
because it didn't feel like the best fit or something. The other song fit better, and you have this fully finished song, and so I guess it's like a B-side is what we'd call it.
Bonus track. I don't know.
Bonus track.
It's like the long life of an album these days as well. Like if you do well enough, then the album's sort of sticks around for 18 months or 2 years or something like that, and you just try and make as much stuff in that universe as possible. This is just more part of more stuff in the universe of Expert in a Dying Field.
The interesting thing you said, like, because you didn't release the song as part of it, you had to tailor it, 10 to 12 songs because of vinyl releases. Has the comeback of vinyl been so sort of prominent in the industry that you are literally tailoring the way you design full albums now? Because, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, vinyl, not that much of a big deal,
Yeah, we sell quite a lot of vinyl as well. I think it's somewhat specific to our audience or something like that, but I think like lots of indie artists would be in the same boat, or slightly more alternative artists would be thinking about this stuff.
Yeah,
but if you're a really big artist, then it doesn't matter. You can make a double LP and you can sell like a really premium product, and like you can kind of charge any price.
What do you reckon vinyl is? Like, there's a lot of admin involved with vinyl, isn't there? But people seem to enjoy the admin.
I reckon CDs were like a 20-year con. I think it's just reverting back to the mean.
Right.
Vinyl's still like way more magical, like it doesn't require a computer. It's bigger, so the art's better. It's way more physical. It's more procedural, so it kind of fits in with your life better than CDs do. I really think this is just a reversion to the mean, that CDs were this con from the record industry that everyone kind of worked out. It took about 20 years, but everyone figured it out and was just like, no, back to vinyl.
CDs are so great, though, as well. I like both. I feel like, for me, it just comes down to, like, I can't remember if I didn't keep a record, I wouldn't remember what my favorite album was in, like, 2017. But it's like, I try to, I don't have in like a huge vinyl collection, but I try to buy like whatever my favorite albums are over a year. Like maybe like there's like 4 or 5.
Right.
I try to make sure I have those just as almost like as like a record.
Yeah, true. And then it is quite satisfying to sort of flip through. I'm the same except for admittedly PlayStation games. You flip through and you're like, oh yeah, I remember that game. That was awesome. So it is quite nice to have a record of that sort of stuff. Now, before we play the new tune, watching the credits, just reading up about the song, it's massively infuriating because I believe it's part of you finding out all about a movie, is that right? Before you've even watched it, and then you go, I don't need to watch it, I know all about it, because my wife does that, and it does my friggin' head in.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it's a terrible, terrible habit. But especially with scary movies, I feel like it makes me feel less scared of the movie if I like look it up beforehand. I know it's like a successful scary movie if it scares you, but I'm just not that interested in being scared. But I do want to watch a movie.
And honestly, I don't understand it because I don't even want to watch the trailer. I just want to hear who's in it, what it's about, go in. Are you also the kind of person that looks up an entire menu before you get to a restaurant you've pretty much decided, like a week out?
Oh, nah.
Okay,
it's just a weird movie thing.
Okay, cool. All right. It's just my wife on that front then. All right, well, here it is, brand new from the Beths. It's called Watching the Credits. We'll be back with more Liz and John after this.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
That is brand new from the Beths. Watching the Credits here on the Hodaki Medium Show. Well, it is a big show, actually, because you've got Keyzie. Yes, Jason and Mike are away, but we've got Liz and John from the Beths in here. And I've also decided to bring in from the office the wonderful Kate Davey, who is a super fan of the Beths. Every time you guys are in the area, even if you're in New Zealand, she'll be like, hey, can you get the Beths to sign, this sort of thing. So I thought, you know what, come in, talk to them yourselves. They're so lovely, Kate. Feel free to ask any questions you like of John and Liz.
Hey, Kate.
Hi, Kate.
Hi. We have actually met, but I feel like every time we do, I embarrass myself. So let's continue with that theme. For my interview, we're going to start with a little icebreaker.
Okay.
I'm going to get you guys to do my Super Rugby bets because I'm in a fantasy league.
Wow,
for
you
it.
are?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so Crusaders or Moana Pacifica?
Moana Pacifica.
Okay, cool.
Getting them all right so far.
Queensland Reds or the Brumbies?
Brumbies.
Nice pick.
Yeah.
And last one, we'll go Highlanders or Hurricanes.
You want to pick this one, John?
The mighty Otago Highlanders.
Yeah, nice. Good. I agree with that.
Sweet, 3 wins from 3 I'm picking there. Excited for the big upset, Moana over the Crusaders. That's going to be great.
Okay, now we're getting into my really...
That's probably played in Christchurch as well, is it
Probably, I don't know.
Look, I know as much as you guys. I'm just in this for fun.
That's right.
I like fantasy as well.
Maybe
I would enjoy this game.
Yeah. It's really fun. And I might win some money. Maybe.
All right.
Okay, now we're getting into my really hard-hitting questions. Number one, how did you guys know you were rock stars?
Oh, that's good.
My mum just worked this one out. She said on the phone when I called her from the New York show, because it just happened to be a good time. And we weren't on stage or anything, but we did talk after the show. And she was like, oh, I was talking to Dad the other day, and we think you're a rock star.
Yeah,
wow.
We think our son's a rock star. And I was like, oh, yeah.
You do have a lot of guitar solos.
Yeah.
The fact that you just said you called them from New York, that means you're a rock star, unfortunately. Sorry, mate.
Yeah. Is calling your mum from New York rock star behaviour?
No. Obviously not. No.
Yes, it is. Real rock stars.
Yeah, I'd say that's
What about you, Liz?
Call their mum. When did I figure out I'm a rock star?
Yeah.
I think maybe it was the first time I decided to do a jump on stage.
How did it go?
It's quite hard. It's already hard singing and playing at the same time, but then sometimes you have a little drum riser and you can kind of stand on it and jump off, but it's a whole thing. Did it feel good? It's trying to land and keep your hands in rhythm. I should really practice it.
It's one of those things you build up to be a big thing in your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you do a small hop, a koala falling out of a tree.
Yeah, that looked cool.
You're I hope it looked cool. I don't think it did.
Great question, Kate.
Next question?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
You guys did Tiny Desk recently. How tiny was the Tiny Desk?
Man, it's a regular sized desk.
Oh,
they are overstating the tininess of the desk. It's smaller than a stage for a rock star band.
That's true. It's quite a small space to squeeze into behind the desk. But also, maybe it's just that the desk, though, is tiny. It looms real big in your mind as a musician. You're like, oh my gosh, it's the tiny desk.
Yeah, it's probably one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
Very matter of fact, I like it.
My next question is, did you mean to hurt my feelings when you wrote the lyric, I can close the door on us, but the room still exists and I know you're in it?
Yeah, I was like, I was thinking about Kate. I was like, she's going to regret ever listening to this album.
Yeah, it really, really hurt my feelings, that one. And my second to last question is Dadoosh or Gagoosh?
If you had to say
one
or the other.
We were out of the country when this was the thing, apparly.
Just go with your gut and your heart. What one's feeling better?
Gagoosh.
Okay,
right.
Sweet. Controversial, that one. And then my last question is more just a statement.
What have we waded into?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
It's hugely political.
Yeah, it's going to be headline story, but don't worry about it. And then my last question is more of a statement. I didn't actually bring it in with me, but I have one more vinyl, and I was wondering if you guys could please sign it for me.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Only because your questions were so good.
They were great.
Yeah. And because you're going to need something to sell on eBay after you lose all your money in the fantasy league.
Yeah, I know. No, I would myself.
Fantastic. Actually, round of applause, Kate. It was a great interview, man. Nice work. I'm very proud of you. It was excellent. And also, Liz and John, thank you so much for coming in again, letting us play your new tune. Once again, congratulations on a successful tour of the States. Also, Laneway in Australia, how good was that?
Very good.
It was a great time.
Bloody Australia. Thank you so much for coming in, and no doubt we'll have you again on the big show in a few months' time.
Thank you.
The Hodaki Big Show Podcast.
That does it for the Hodaki Medium Show, which is just Keyzie, Jason, Mike, both away at the moment. They'll be away next week as well, so we'll be doing more best of the big show. And you see, this is when you find out who the true backbone of the show is. Those two go away. Admittedly, Minogue's sick, but Jace, he's away in Adelaide, living it up. Meanwhile, I'm here holding the fort. And next week, of course, we'll have Pugs in as well with more Best of the Big Show moments. Speaking of, more of those after 6 o'clock. More free stuff to give away, including BK vouchers as well. So make sure you stick around.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Audio Slave, Be Yourself on the Hodaki Big Show. Before that, Soundgarden, Spoon Man, a Resurrection selection taster there, courtesy of the man, the myth, the legend that is Chris Cornell. This entire weekend, we will be resurrecting artists and playing 2 of their songs literally every single hour. It's a nice way for us to pay homage during this fantastic long weekend. Now, it is the Big Show. Just Keyzie, though. Mike and Jace are away, but Pugs is here, and he has been deep in the Hodaki Big Show archives, finding us some best of moments. Pugs, what have you got for us this time, mate?
This one's a little special. I'm incredibly proud of you for all the hard work that you've been doing trying to get your acting career started up.
Thank you, yeah.
Obviously it really helps to have a powerhouse like Jason Hoyt be your agent.
Well, I wouldn't say powerhouse, but yeah.
Massive powerhouse like Jason Hoyt there. And this one I thought was probably your biggest break so far, man. I mean, it's the Zeitgeist, the House of the Dragons TV show.
Oh, yes.
And you had a chance to have an audition for that.
Great news, Keyzie.
Oh, yeah?
On the old acting front, mate.
Ah, yes.
You
got something for me?
Yeah, I have, man, I have.
Something decent this time?
Very decent.
Okay.
Can I just say, House of Dragons Season 2.
Oh.
What? Really?
Totally, man.
Oh, like the HBO show?
Yes.
Holy cow.
That's, like this massive phenomenon.
So, because me being on that show, that's probably bigger than any show you've ever been on, right?
I wouldn't go that far.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
I mean, I've done Broken Wood for 8 seasons now.
That's true. That's true. Wellington Paranormal.
I was on that, yeah.
Oh, were you on? Oh, okay.
2 episodes of that.
Yeah, a couple of episodes.
But he was so good they got him back.
Yeah.
Right. Well, this is awesome. What's the deal? Is it how big's the role?
It's pivotal. It's pivotal, isn't it?
It is pivotal. It's not about how big it is.
Right.
It's the fact that you're going to be on House of Dragons.
And I can put that on my show reel.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, so what's the deal with have they told you any details?
Well, I've actually got a scene here. Have you got any music there?
Oh, right, yeah, of course, mate. Hey, I can't believe I'm going to be on this thing.
We open wide on Winterfell. We're riding on Dragonback and coming into land on the castle walls.
Right, this is so sick.
There, a gallows is set up. A hangman stands at the ready.
Oh, some poor bastard's going to get it.
But immediately, a moronic drongo steps into view. His head is placed onto a wooden log. Cries arise from the crowd.
Jump it off! Kill the traitor!
Tight on the axe as
Hop!
The drongo's head drops into a basket.
Right.
Insane.
So am I in the crowd or am I...
You're the drongo.
You're the drongo, obviously, Keyzie.
Yeah.
So I immediately get my head cut off.
Well, you get about 2 seconds of screen time.
Yeah. I mean, you got to walk to the gallows, so...
well, you sort of... Right. The thing is, he's sort of guided, isn't he?
Yes, and you can't really see because you've got a sack on your head.
So people won't even be able to tell it's me.
Well,
they will by your walk.
Well, yeah, and just by your gait.
Right, so...
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, look, beggars
You'll
can't
probably be making those sort of Keyzie noises.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But do you think that's something that once I've filmed that, I could then use and say, hey, look, I was in House of the Dragon?
Oh.
I mean, it will be uncredited.
Yeah.
Oh, they might have,
be
moronic drongo in the credits. Yeah, sort of down the last couple there.
And just to clarify, everyone in Winterfell wants him to die and are calling him a traitor.
Oh, it's actually not about that character. He's just the prelude to one of the characters.
And they do want him to die, but not because he's a psycho, because he's a depraved sicko.
Yeah.
So they even existed back then.
Totally.
Right, so he was he moronic?
A moronic, depraved sicko.
Oh, right. Right. Okay.
Yeah. A drongo.
Right. And so... So do you think this
But
is...
you get to get killed, man, and that's that's a bucket list for an actor is getting killed is one of them.
And the good thing about it, Keyzie, is, when you do get killed, you won't have to actually act, because it'll just literally be a sack of your head falling into a basket.
Right.
So you don't have to do any expressions or anything, which is probably why they'd look at you, why they were prepared to look at you.
Right.
Because I sent them in some of their reel, and they went, ooh.
Right.
Oh, hang on. And that's how I...
Well, they wrote me into the scene.
Well, no, I mean, that was already part of the scene. I put you forward for it.
Well, look, I think if this is a positive step forward in my acting career, I'll take it, if that's what you guys reckon.
There's no such thing as a bad step for you.
Yeah. Right.
And it sort of worked out for them because the guy that they originally had, his head didn't fit in the sack.
Right.
So your head will fit in the sack, so you've got the role.
They didn't want to get a bigger sack.
Yeah.
Well
done, Keyzie.
Thanks, guys.
Game of House of Dragons 2. Yeah, boy.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time until I really crack things. The Hodaki Big Show will be back in full force in a week's time, folks. In the meantime, every single show we've ever done is available wherever you get your podcasts from. Just search Hodaki Big Show. Not only every show, but bonus content as well. Daily bonus content in the form of the Big Show podcast outro. Now, we've got another Best of the Big Show moment coming up shortly. In the meantime, Sweet Disposition, The Temper Trap, and a bit of Kiss up next on Hodaki.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Bit of Kiss there. I Was Made for Loving You. It is the Hodaki Medium Show with Keyzie, Jason, Mike back in a week's time, folks. More Best of the Big Show coming up next, though, including Jace, unfortunately forgetting a pretty big milestone involving him and his wife. Now, before we get to that, just a heads up, we've got a whole heap of cash to give away this Easter. Cold hard cash, in fact. The reason being it comes inside another one of those fantastic Marshall guitar amp bar fridges. Literally looks identical to an amp. You'll be trying to plug your guitar into it, and next time you see a real amp, you'll be trying to crowbar it open and get beers out of it, which will probably result in you getting electrocuted. But this weekend, $500 cash inside one of those fridges, thanks to our mates at Bottle-O. If you are keen to get stuck into that and get your hands on that prize, text BOTTLE to 3483, register there, and keep in mind that Bottle-O has everything you need this Easter. Head in store for more info or to check out their range online, thebottleo.co.nz. Get stuck in. Got some Blur up next, and Led Zeppelin, and Best of the Big Show.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Time to chat footy with me, Keyzie. What are the Warriors up to? Yeah! No Mike, no Jace, just Keyzie. They're away for a week, which means no more interrupted Warriors chat. I can chat about the NRL as much as I like, although not too much because I don't want to bore you guys to tears. But just a heads up, the Wars are playing this weekend, of course, Easter Sunday, 8:15pm. They're taking on the Newcastle Knights. We've beaten them once. We've certainly beaten better teams than them, especially the Sharks over the weekend just gone. So I'm picking a 13-plus victory. If you're keen to put a bet down, put the house on something, go for the Warriors win, and also Ed Corsi to score in the corner. He's coming up against a bloke called Greg Marju, who's a bit of a tank, a menace with the ball in hand, but holy cow, that dude does not know how to tackle. He's an absolute liability. 8:15 Sunday night. Make sure you chuck on Sky Sport 9 and have the ACC's commentary. I believe you've got Manaya Stewart, a.k.a. Tino Fa'asua Manaya Awi, as he likes to go by. That's a player from the Titans, by the way, and also Ben Boyce, aka Bradman Boyce. That's a player from the Newcastle Knights, by the way, as well. Once again, 8:15, the Warriors taking on the Knights. ACC commentary on Sky Sport 9. Get around it, why don't ya?
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Charmless man, bit of Blur there on the radio. Hodaki Big Show. Just Keyzie today. Mike and Jace are away, not only today, unfortunately, but also next week as well. But this entire time, you will have me and also Pugs in Studio B, who's been deep in the Hodaki Big Show archives, finding you some best of moments.
Deep.
Pugs, you're back, mate. You've already brought us a couple of great selections, one questionable one involving my acting talents. What have you got for us this time?
Yeah, look, this one's quite special because obviously, you know, the big anchor of the show, Jason Hoyt, he's a powerhouse, as I was saying.
He's not a powerhouse, but okay.
That he's a powerhouse. And this particular bit is showing that he's not a character without flaws. You know, he has his moments where he forgets really important things, like, for example, his wedding anniversary.
I had a bit of a shocker, actually, fellas, this weekend. I've got to be honest with you.
Standy.
Well, I don't always have a shocker, but I did have a shocker.
Right,
on Saturday. Went to the gym.
Oh,
God,
cool,
I
man.
just smashed it, man.
Is this you having a shocker?
No, that's not the shocking part.
Ah, damn it.
I went to the gym and was there for 2.5, 3 hours, just smashing it.
Having a geeze.
And got home there, and my wife was still lying in bed reading her book.
Your first wife?
Yeah, my first wife. Yeah. And she said to me, "What are your plans this afternoon?" And I went, "Oh, I don't know, why?" And she said, "Well, I hope you haven't got any because I'm taking you out for lunch." And I went, "Oh, okay,
Burger
why?
King.
Why? What's the occasion?" And she said, "Oh, well, it's our wedding anniversary." True story, man.
You walked right into that.
True story. And I went, "Oh, yes, indeed it is too." So 2 years in a row, fellas.
I was going to say, every year that we've been doing the show, you've forgotten that.
Yeah, shocking. She took me out for a beautiful lunch. Somewhat frosty atmosphere, I have to say. But I actually blame Pugs.
Yeah,
because
good.
I said to him when he first joined that, he needed to get all my critical dates in the calendar to remind me. Did he remind me on Friday night? No, Minogue, he didn't. And he made me look like a fool. He made you look like a fool. And especially he made Keyzie look like an absolute dropkick.
I had nothing to do with it.
Unbelievable,
it's not
mate.
good, is it?
So, and then I made it even worse by the fact that we were watching a television program that night. I was sitting on the couch there, and I made the comment that one of the actors was startlingly beautiful. And there was a
Was it a man?
It was a female.
Oh, okay.
And there was a huge pause. My wife went, "Excuse me, what did you just say?"
This is on the same day you forgot the wedding anniversary.
Same day. And I went, "Oh, I just was just saying that she's quite an attractive woman." And she went, "Oh, I thought you said startlingly beautiful."
Oh, yeah.
So
and I went, "Oh, well, I mean, just, I think it's the camera and that, that's just,
Were you having a go at yourself at the time?
Yeah, I was having a go at myself at the time too. So I didn't cover myself in glory, fellas, on Saturday.
I heard what you did cover yourself in.
Yes, the big show will be back in full in a week's time, folks. If you're really desperate for some big show action, not sure why you would be, just check out the Hodaki Big Show, wherever you get your podcasts from. Every show we've ever done, there for your listening pleasure. Speaking of rock and roll, Led Zeppelin, Chemical Brothers up next on Radio Hodaki.
The Hodaki Big Show Podcast.
That is the big show done and dusted for another week, folks. Unfortunately, no Hoyt or Minogue today. Jason Hoyt is away for the Easter long weekend and also next week, taking his lovely wife to Adelaide for her birthday. Minogue, he's crook. So he'll also be away next week, so you'll have more me and more best of the big show. We've got you covered. However, if you need more, don't forget, Hodaki Big Show. Give it a search wherever you get your podcasts from. Literally every show we've ever done and every single podcast outro as well. Coming up next, the one and only Greg Preble. Enjoy your long weekend. Stay safe. Get stuck into it. And I'll catch you Tuesday.